Ba, 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 da.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kocosports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. That's right, it's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got the Coco crew here holding it down live. First, you got yours truly, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here, shaking the room live from the RVA, talking about Richmond, Virginia. And of course, joining me way there across the pond there in Tokyo, Japan. Fresh off of sniping from Tokyo Tower, talking about the huge one, Dave Coco. What's up, Coco?
Nothing much, nothing much. Just fighting a good fight. This weekend I was really sick, but got some good news from my doctor. So hopefully that will lead to me doing something awesome. But just we got to keep it short though. I was wondering if we should do this show, but I missed two shows. I try to do at least one show a day, and this weekend we missed two. And I was like, oh, okay, we definitely have to rock one today. The big question that we kept getting sent in, should there be a union in pro wrestling? A bunch of former WWE guys are trying to get a union going. And, of course, the guys in the top spot won't let it happen. This is really difficult because, first off, I don't think a wrestling union is ever going to happen. WWE has a monopoly. WWE has great lawyers. WWE has made a system where so many people were sacrificed so much for so little. But it's funny because wrestlers always say, I'm for the boys. And then once they're on top, they're not for the boys. It's like when they're on the bottom, like, I'm for the boys. We should all, like, even on the indie level, it's so funny because, like, you'll be like, everyone gets paid $20. All right, one guy's going to get paid $40. Fuck those other guys. You know what I mean? Or if you went to a wrestler and you said, hey, I'll pay you $80, but 3 people have to work for free, that wrestler's going to say, fuck those. Give me the $80. But yet he's going to be like, I'm for the boys. And then as far as fans go, a lot of these fans really, really worship these pro wrestlers and WWE. They think WWE's success is their success. But then they're like, you know what you got yourself into? You know what you got yourself into? But if they're athletes at the highest level, you should at least be up there with the NFL. And, and if you're entertainment, you should be as high up there with it. It's funny because it's the sleaze of all. And I don't think it will ever happen. And I think human beings, and I noticed this, even the most liberal people, when it comes to their money, they become conservative. And the most conservative people turn liberal when you're about to cut their job. You know what I mean? Like, it's always human beings only think of themselves. And I think that's what there will be no pro wrestling union. There should be, in my honest opinion, especially at the WWE level. I mean, you go around, you do all this charity, you make these wonderful stats that WWE is better than ice cream on Wednesday. Did you know? You know what I mean? Well, if that's the case, you should take care of, your wrestlers. But like I said, if John Cena really cared about the boys, he'd be like, yo, there has to be a union. But then John Cena would be gone. So that's why there will probably never be a union. And even I've been part of unions, and even unions, they're not exactly like, here's an example. I was part of a teachers group. It's kind of like a union. And I remember you can ask Boom Boom. I'm very hippie, very communist, if there's a fucking rule, everybody follows the rule. You know what I mean? I'm just that guy. Hence why I don't belong to any party. But I remember I was part of this teachers group, which was like a union. And I remember we had a meeting, and this girl was getting fired because she got pregnant. And I was like, dude, this is bullshit. I'm like, all we have to do, and we were making, the low-end teachers were making $40 an hour. The high-end teachers were making up to $90 an hour. And I was like, all we have to do is all of us chip in $5 over our salary. And this pregnant woman will have pay while she's gone, and she won't have to lose her job. And I'm thinking teachers, they're the most union liberal fucking job ever. They were like, fuck that pregnant woman. And then maybe 2 months later, we had a big earthquake, and they're like, they all went on strike because they were like, no, we're not going to work. And I'm like, oh, when it's about you, then it's okay. But if it's about helping one person, and I think that's it. You can never get a group of people to help one person. And maybe I just look down upon human beings, but that's my attitude. Do you ever think there'll be a pro wrestling union? And do you think there should be?
You know, that's a very difficult question because this is something that's been talked about at least since I can remember back in the 1980s. As far as my views on union, it's kind of complicated. My grandfather was a union man. My great grandfather was a union man, and his father was a union man. They were all steel workers, and I necessarily don't have a problem with unions because when you're dealing with like work conditions, pension, retirement. So I really don't have a problem, but I'm also a little conservative on the fact because I also come from a right to work state. My home state's Alabama, and we have a right to work state. And all that means is it doesn't mean unions aren't allowed. It just means you're not compelled to have to join a union to work a specific trade. If a wrestling union was put in place, something like the Steelworkers Union or something where membership is completely optional, you have the option to join this union or not. That's what I would be in favor of.
Yeah, but the only problem with that is it's only one monopoly of a guy. So like John Cena joins the union, Randy Orton doesn't. Guess who's not selling merchandise? You know what I mean? You can crush it that way. I'm thinking more of for a wrestlers union to work out, it would have to be like a players union in sports. They would all have to agree because with WWE,
to me, that's the problem. It's like, I work, and I work in a job, we all have jobs, but I would hate to have to go, okay, well, you've got all this experience, you've done all the schooling. Now you have to join this union. You have to give them some of your money just so you can work. To me, I think that's ridiculous.
And that's the biggest problem of this union. It hasn't started super early. And someone that already has a position, the John Cenas, the Randy Ortons, they would have to sacrifice stuff. And they would have to be on board.
Bear in mind, I believe unions can also backfire. Again, going back to my home state, actually not just my home state, but the Deep South is actually benefiting from the auto workers union. You're like, well, how is that possible? Simple. When Hyundai, Toyota, Mercedes-Benz, God, what else? Not Audi. Anyway, there's another. Fuck it, I'll remember it later. But when they were looking to expand into the United States, they immediately ruled out a big portion of like the Northeast, particularly around Michigan, because the Auto Workers Union, and they went to right to work states. They went into Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and they brought a lot of jobs in. In fact, they were paying really high. At least for the standard of living down there, and plus they didn't have to contend with auto workers union. So everybody was making a ton of money down there. So that's what I'm worried about. If maybe like a wrestlers union was to start, maybe somebody would just pull up the fence posts and head out to somebody else. Head out somewhere else, because that's kind of the problems some of the realities you have to deal with when you're dealing with unions. Not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and all that, but like, would it be like I said? It'd have to be a players' union because if you did a state by state union, let's just pick on Alabama for the sake of picking on Alabama. Alabama's like, we got a wrestling union. Well, bam, Alabama overnight gets 0 shows for the next 10 years. You know what I mean? Like WWE just that state doesn't even exist. And not only that, but also like people just not helping out. That leads us to a next question. We had a bunch of people ask us about Bruce Blitz. We covered it up there. Bruce Blitz is a popular YouTuber, bigger than us, and he got false flagged. And even this, like, just look at us on YouTube. I try to help out anyone because I'm a hippie and a teacher. But, people are like, oh, he lost his channel. Fuck him. And they'll flag each other. It's ridiculous. But speaking of it, I'm trying to get a network. Here's my question. For those that don't know, Bruce Blitz got attacked by false flags. We have Straight Shoot has 1,000 other pro wrestling channels have, and it's bullshit. And I'm trying to make a network where I just don't take any of the money, and we actually get a contact of YouTube so that we figure out the exact rules, because pro wrestling YouTubers have to go through so many more rules than they do. But here's the thing. if a YouTuber has 20,000 fucking subscribers, why are they going to help a YouTuber with 100 subscribers? So it's the same exact thing. But I thought about making a network. But here's the thing. I have no idea how to make a network. I Googled it. I YouTubed it. And they're like, you want to make a network? Join our network. And I'm like, I don't think that's how it goes. I'm like, I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. But I was hoping to make my own network for YouTube where I just don't take a percentage of her money, or a very little percentage if they don't allow that, and then just have contacts and have classes, because too many great YouTubers go down. And not only that, but it's almost like, yay, we survived the false flags, and everyone else fucking failed. So hopefully, you know, all these channels, Straight Shoot has an idea, Bruce Blitz has an idea of how to avoid it. Maybe we have to come up with a plan B. All right, boom, boom, boom. And we talked about that on Monday. So that question was from Franielli. Next is we got a couple questions about what the John Cena challenge is. I don't even know if Boom Boom knows what the John Cena challenge is. The John Cena challenge, for those that are wondering, by the way, these are questions that we have saved up from the Internet Infantry. The John Cena challenge is this. I say John Cena's full of shit, and I'm willing to challenge him, Jersey style. If he can prove the statement of WWE is for 8-year-olds, WWE, more 8-year-olds watch Raw, more 8-year-olds watch WrestleMania. If he could prove more 8-year-olds watched WrestleMania, statistically, went to WrestleMania, watch Raw, or go to Raw, because the real demographic's 38 to 41, if they can prove that, when they come to Japan, Sumo Hall, or a boxing school near Sumo Hall, I will put my hands behind my back, put my chin straight up in the air, and let John Cena clock me one, legally. Sign any contracts, won't sue you. But when you can't prove this, John Cena, you have to not have any cameras, not wear any of your gear, and work 1 week of real charity. Not saying I'm John Cena, what's your last wish? You just follow around, and I said, this is my friend John, and he's helping for the week. Because, you know, hustle, loyalty, respect, honesty, fucking donuts, whatever the fuck your slogan is, honor. So that's what it is. We have a lot of YouTube questions this week, Boom. So I thought we'd add that in, and we'll try to get to a couple live ones. We're trying to keep this short. Booms, we'll let you go first. They want to know what our YouTube goals are. What's your YouTube goal, Booms?
My YouTube goals, I just, you know, I've said this from day one. I want to do this as long as I can. I'm just going to do what I do. I'm going to watch wrestling. I'll share my opinions on it. Yeah, I would like this to grow. I would like to actually start making money doing this, but if I don't, it's not going to disappoint me. You know, I've got a real job and I've got a real career and everything. So I just do this for fun, and I'm just going to keep doing this until I just can't anymore. So that's my YouTube goal. Keep doing it until I can't.
My YouTube goal is to take over a small country. I'm just kidding. Just have fun with it. That's it. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. It ain't our full-time living. Just keep it growing, build a community. And then I guess my online goal would be I want to make like $3,000 a month. But boom, boom. Have you checked with the accountant? How close are we to $3,000 a month?
We got a little ways to go, but we're going to hold a pledge drive. Actually, Dave's going to do a little entertainment segment. He's going to ride on a unicycle, topless, singing Clang Clang Went the Trolley, juggling dildos while smothering cocoa butter on himself while wearing a Kaiser helmet, and hopefully that'll get us enough subscriptions to push us past that 3,000 mark.
All right, well there you go. You had a way bigger plan for my goal than I did. All right, Eric Gaganon, and this is for me. How come you are a fail hater? Can't say I'm a fan, but if you ask me, I'd pick easily fail over Big Show Kane or most of the big men are size. Now that doesn't mean much with today big men quality. So
you talking about bad luck fail?
Yeah, bad luck fail. I on my New Japan reviews, I'm a little harsh on bad luck fail. And you know what? I'm going to give him an insult, but then I'm going to give a compliment, and then I'm going to apologize. Sometimes you got to man up. When it comes to bad luck fail, I think he's by far the worst wrestler on the New Japan roster. Like, I don't even think anyone comes even close. With that said, he had an amazing match versus Okada. He's one of the original members of the Bullet Club, and I just have to apologize. I think I went too far. Sometimes, you poke a bear, you make fun of someone, you're like, ah, ha, 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 and sometimes it's not worthy. Do I think Bad Luck Fale is the worst wrestler on New Japan? Yeah, but that's still better than half the mid-carders in WWE. So was I a bit harsh? Yeah, and I needed Eric Gagnon, I may be pronouncing that wrong, to fucking point that out. Sometimes, you start picking on someone, you're like, ah, ha, ha, I can get away with it. I'm going to keep picking on them. And sometimes you have to man up and be like, you know what? I'll be a star, Dave. Is he the worst wrestler in New Japan? I think so. My honest opinion. Is he as bad as I probably make him out to be? No. And that's my fault. All right. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Your opinion on Bad Luck Phil?
I don't think he's that bad. I mean, I think he's good for a big man wrestler. I mean, he's a solid competitor. He's a guy I wouldn't want to cross in a dark alley. So yeah, that's what I think about him.
I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry, Bad Luck Phil, as he's standing behind me. Like,
Dave. Okay, Dave, you're standing in a dark alley. At one end is Big Rick. At the other end is Bad Luck Fale. Which end do you run towards?
I don't know. Are any of them got flowers or like candies or Reese's peanut butter cups, or are any of them come with me if you want to live? Is it one of those situations?
They just both heard your podcast.
All right. I'm going towards Bad Luck Fale because at least I could be like Bullet Club, baby, and run. Plus, Big Rick has every right to just beat the shit out of me. Every right. Where Bad Luck Fale, I'd be like, come on, you can take a joke. Big Rick has every right to beat the piss out of me. Let's see. I am Mikey. Mike Ashford says, this is a live comment. Great move. This is a way for the community to support each other. People have got crazy egos that they need to let go, and for the support of the work of each avenue of pro wrestling reports. Biggest lesson learned, back everything up. Yeah, that's my biggest scary thing, dude. I'm just too lazy to back shit up, dude. I got like 2,000 videos.
It will come back to bite you in the ass. Back when I first started doing internet wrestling radio, I mean,
yeah, and think about all the great content we lost.
I've lost them all.
We lost so much great content. I mean, just so much great content. And here's the thing, though. I think if I do lose it all, I'm just done. I'm like tapping out. I'm like, dude, fuck that shit. I had indie wrestling and all that. But we're jumping through all the hoops. They're like, you can't do this, you can't do that. And here's the thing. Every time someone gets false flagged, there's a new thing. Like, it's like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And they're like, oh, you have to do this. Like, Jesus. Like, what you can do as a pro wrestling podcaster compared to any other YouTuber is the list is ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right. This one's towards me. Is there learn stuff from real life? Okay. Have you learned stuff for your real life and businesses working in pro wrestling? There is one thing that I did learn in pro wrestling, and it really helped me out a lot, is that just because someone critiques you doesn't mean they don't have a point. In pro wrestling, they live in this fucking bubble where you're like, oh, I don't like Bad Luck Fale. Bad Luck Fale's like, you're just a fucking hater. It's ridiculous way of thinking, and it helped me through a lot of stuff. So, if someone reads my book and they're like, this book fucking sucks, I'm like, well, it's not just for you. Where pro wrestlers will cry and be like, you don't understand. It's like, no, fucking not everyone's going to like your shit. So I guess that's what I learned from working in pro wrestling. All right, Elliot at Elliot OTT, just Elliot, dude. Elliot, what's that? Elliot the TAFC? I don't know. He's on Twitter. He says, I was wondering the next time you're doing a Stump the Idiot right now, I was wondering what you thought about WWE holding a pay-per-view in England. Oh, they definitely should. They definitely should hold it. I mean, there's no doubt. There's no reason for it, especially with the pay-per-views only being $9.99. I mean, the UFC has success with it and all that, but yeah, England deserves it. England's fans are crazy. England fans are, it's more entertaining to watch an audience. And I think they should do it in Japan. And all that, but they have their network. Even if it's a network exclusive, I think all their house shows. Here's the thing that pisses me off about the WWE network. It's really just not a network. It's a membership area. They are not running it like a network. Now, granted, they brought out new shows, so maybe in the future they'll treat it like a network. But as of right now, Boom Boom, you work in television. You know a little bit about media. Doesn't it feel like it's not a network? It's just a membership area?
Yeah, it kind of does. I mean, you get very limited live content, and then the rest of it is just, prepackaged and archived material.
All right, we
I
got
mean,
two more
if they
questions.
were my recommendation to the WWE would be run as much live content as you possibly can, and then offer like kind of exclusives and stuff that actually benefits. Maybe, have like a sit down interview with somebody that you're trying to get over. Maybe have them drop something in that interview where, like, say, well, I've got a grudge against so and so. They don't know it yet, but they're going to get a nice surprise come Monday Night Raw. Well, and then, Monday Night Raw, that person attacks somebody. Then, oh, well, wait a minute. I'm not shocked because I saw that interview on the WWE Network. We wondered what he was talking about. Oh, now there's a purpose.
Yeah, yeah. And Jimmy King, thank you for sharing it. But yeah, I think the UK, Japan, India, I think they should all have their own pay-per-views. You're a world company. Make it happen. And all that, but you have your own network. I don't know about you, but if there was like UK Rumble 97, okay, that wouldn't be the number. But they're like, it's only on the network. I'd be like, oh, that's a reason for me to buy the network. The UFC does it. The UFC does a better job at it. All right. Kevin K. Esco says, thanks again for the birthday wish. No problem. Happy birthday to Kev K. Esco. I better not get fucking flagged for fucking singing so poorly. I would.
Well, Happy Birthday actually does have a copyright on it. So
AOL, motherfuckers. But I put a little twist at the end. Kevin K. Esco, fucking don't sue me. I think we got some. I fucking hate the internet. I don't know. That's not fair. I hate copyright. I would say for you, do a stump the idiot. For me, I would say my question would be, what's your all-time dream match? Boom, boom. Your all-time dream match.
oh God. Oh shit. Yeah, put me on the spot.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first. Dude, that's wow.
All right. I'm dream matches. I'm going with in their prime. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
it would make no sense not to be in your prime. I always thought Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, Bret Hart in their primes would have been amazing. CM Punk, Austin in their primes would have been amazing. And I don't know. I'd like to see the Great Muta maybe versus AJ Styles, or the Great Muta versus some really good in-ring competitors in their prime. So a lot of the better wrestlers of today versus the Great Muta in his prime would interest me. But I think Punk Austin, just the storylines, the promos, the match, I just think that would be absolutely amazing. And then Hart Angle, I don't think he can get a bigger one than that as far as in their primes. So there's my dream matches. What is your dream match, Boom?
Now that I think about it, I wouldn't mind seeing Bruno Sammartino versus Bret Hart back in their primes. I would love it.
Different styles, but it'd be interesting to see.
Interesting because they're kind of cut from the same cloth when you think about it. And then I'd like to see somebody like Sabu versus like Jushin Liger.
Yeah, wouldn't be too bad. Muta versus Ziggler wouldn't be bad, right there. Look at that in their primes. Muta in his prime versus Ziggler in his prime. Well, I guess he's in his prime now. But yeah, so those are my dream matches. I guess that could be the question for the internet infantry today in the comments. What would be your dream match in their primes? So there you go. And last one before we go to live comments. And look at this, Booms. Give ourselves a Barry Horowitz. We got 4 minutes to spare on the last question. I'm gonna read this guy's Facebook. A lot of people have been asking us about this, but I'm gonna read this one. Fuck you, you fucking cocksuckers. I love you, but if you don't tell me what the secret plan is, I will kill. And then I don't know. Don't kill a puppy. Come on, foot commenter. But a lot of people want to know what the secret plan is. The secret plan is me, Booms, and a couple other guys are working on a project that is nothing but pro wrestling based. Kocosports is more going into a media type business because Kocosports needs to make money. Booms. What's the fucking ROI on your fucking podcast and your mom? So me, Booms, and a couple other guys have a secret plan of just a pro wrestling project, and I'm hoping to start working on it this week. But can I just say something? Can I just say something that has nothing to do with pro wrestling, but I got to get it off my chest? Can you give me permission? If you're an artist, fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking pieces of shit. I want to fucking stab every goddamn artist I've ever met in my fucking life right in the fucking eye. Straight up, we have 12 different artists working on a cover. Dude, I hate the way artists market themselves. I hate the way fucking artists. Oh, I just fucking hate artists. I fucking hate artists. I hate them with all my fucking heart. The only thing I hate more than artists is ring announcers. And if you're an artist and a ring announcer, fuck you. Just fucking, oh my God. I don't know. Just there's certain occupations that hate me, and I just hate them. And an artist is definitely one. It's just like, I'll make your cover. All right, go ahead, make it. Well, I want to get paid $12 trillion. You came to me. Yeah, I know I came to you because I wanted to make it. Well, yeah, but if you wanted to make it, make it. Oh, no, but I wanted you to pay me $12 trillion. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. Who says that? Like, Booms, would you like me to wash your car?
Yes, I would.
That would be fucking $9,000. Who the fuck runs a business like that? I'm sorry. Just fucking angry. They wrote 2 novels, ready to go, and waiting on a cover. The cover. Just let it go. Let it go. Sorry about that. I had to get a rant out. So what would your dream match be? And then crazy question of the day. Let's add another crazy question to try to get some comments going, because I put this on my Facebook. Let me see where my Facebook is. Fabrice, thank you for the like. Much appreciated it. And here's my crazy question. We'll ask Boom Boom, because it didn't get much traction on the old Facebook. Sometimes Facebook it gets traction, and sometimes it's like, yeah, no one's seeing that shit. Go fuck yourself. All right, here's the crazy question of the day. You ready? Crazy question of the day. What is more believable? All right, you're walking down a stream. What is more believable? A talking fish, like, hey, bro, what's up? Or a talking frog?
I would say a talking frog.
All right, talking frog.
I think
all right, so that's the
have that deeper baritone voice would be believable, like you've seen in the cartoons. Whereas a fish, they wouldn't be able to talk out of the water, and if they did, it would sound like this because remember, they're a fish and they're under the water.
Gotcha. So, all right, so 2 questions. What is your dream match of wrestlers in their primes? It could already happen, because a lot of times people are like, what's your dream match? And you're like, Sting versus Flair. And you're like, that's already happened. It's okay. And also, crazy question. What's more believable, a talking fish or a talking frog? Jimmy King, much love. Brandon Maltz, old school. Brandon Maltz becoming a military man. Congratulations, Brandon Maltz. Thank you for checking in. Just when you go, me being a former military guy, just get as much school as you can, because let me tell you something. Me going through Uncle Sam's Misguided Children, I got like 27 degrees for 36 cents, and Boom Boom has 1 degree, and like I think he has to literally chop off his leg. He had to chop off his leg to pay for it. So if you are going to do the military, hey, I salute you. Good luck. Be safe. And try to take advantage of the college, the college, because that is by far the best benefit. And not only that, but I was in Marine Corps infantry, and I was the only one. No one took advantage of it. They're like, who the fuck wants to go to college? I was like, dude, it's $6 fucking. We got a degree for like fucking less than a PlayStation. Yeah, but definitely try to take advantage of the schooling, sir, and be safe. Jimmy King, he says, my dream match, Ultimo Dragon versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in Dragon Mania. That wouldn't be bad at all. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, I could see in a lot of dream matches, because I think in his prime, he didn't wrestle as much as other guys that were as good as him. So I think there's a lot of great dream matches with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. But Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Ultimo Dragon. And then Dragon. Was that the guy from Chikara that dressed like a dragon?
Yeah, Dragon was a guy in actually a dragon costume.
I just ruined Jimmy King's dream match. I'm sorry. All right. Dude, we did it. Boom Booms, give yourself a Barry Horowitz, sir. We did it. All right. I am Mikey. You are the last comment of the night. Anything else we will have to do after on another Stump the Idiot. But tomorrow we got NXT. Boom Boom might do some shows. We got a lot of stuff going on. All right. I am Mikey says, before I head out to work, what are your thoughts on the rising issues appearing in TNA as far as pay goes? So many issues finally being resolved. Taz skipped out on commentary recording, refusing to make the flight unless he got paid, which he caused few issues with Al Snow, stepped in to help Josh Matthews. First off, we talked about wrestling unions. That shit, that's, you know, I don't always see eye to eye with Taz, but that's what a fucking man does. That's what a guy that cares about the boys does. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, we need to get fucking paid. No. And a lot of people see it differently. So I'm happy for Taz. TNA, I know you're hitting hard times, but I think you have to either tell people that, hey, it's a voluntary company. Sorry, we're all interning now. You know, you're a part of it. Give up stock or whatever. You know, we've all been a part of shitty companies that fell apart. Boom Boom. Boom Boom's been part of 12 of mine. Boom's like, what is this? A Kocosports paycheck? We're bouncing that shit. Would you like a Kocosports paycheck from the Bank of Heyman? But yeah, just be honest. And if you can't pay the guys, then fucking you have to tell them. But TNA, I know it's hard times and you're improving little by little, but you have to pay what you agree upon or you have to go and man up. Not enough people man up these days. Like, I think that a lot of people that, you know, I run a lot of my own businesses, and I think one of the hardest things that a lot of people fail at is just manning up when it's time to tell people the bad news. You know, like, hey, Booms, guess what? We're not on radio anymore. Booms, guess what? We're not on television anymore. Booms, guess what? Our YouTube channel fucking got red flagged. We're gone. Just man up and tell the bad news. I think too many people, we live in a generation where too many people say yes, 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 and don't deliver. It's got to the point now where if I say, hey, Boom Boom's great, because Boom Boom's a trooper. I can't throw Boom Boom under the bus. But if I go to someone and be like, hey, Joe, I'm just fictional, just in case I have a Joe working for me. Hey, Joe, do you want to do this? Yes, 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 yes. And then they don't do it. Like, are you sure you want to do it? Yeah, I want to do it, but they still don't do it. Like, that's the part, especially in Western culture, that's the part I don't get. Like, yes, 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 I want to do it. All right, this got way off topic, and we are way past our time. Booms, tell the internet infantry what they can do besides answering our crazy questions.
You can always find us at Kocosports.com. That's KOCOsports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes boxing, mixed martial arts, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, taekwondo, kickboxing, judo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we got it covered there on the site. Be sure to check out our video on demand section, as well as our news and gossip section, updated daily. And the best part about Kocosports.com, it's all absolutely 100% positively free.
All right, so check out Kocosports.net, like, comment, subscribe, and Boom Boom might be doing some Boom Boom rooms in the next 2 days because these are his days off. Boom Boom, thank you as always. Boom Boom, are you and Scott Adams and Cooey getting together to make a union, a Kocosports union?
And we'll demand you actually pay us.
So, Boom Boom, you exist. Come on, you know
yes,
you.
I exist.
All right, like, comment, subscribe. Check out Kocosports.net. Thank you for all the questions. We will try to get back on track of doing one show a day. Thank you. And with that, I am over. Boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum.